Okay, in this video, what we're going to talk about is a little bit more about SEO. We're going to actually go back and talk about the Smart Bot Marketers website that we released in the 1st of January in the brand new year. So as things are going and as things are progressing, we're going to actually do an over the shoulder and actually show you things step by step of how things are progressing and how things are getting better. So again, we're going to go through and actually show you a little bit more of the on page and how things are progressing, so that when things start ranking, you have no question of exactly why we started ranking, we started doing the things we're doing and actually winning. So again, let's go ahead and get to that. If you're interested in seeing some key aspects to SEO, I would pay attention to this video and again this whole series, because we're going to keep growing as this site was built, so you get to see everything from the ground up to winning source. So go ahead and pay attention and we'll get right to it now. Okay, so and now what we're going to talk about in this, right? So we've actually went through and actually did some of the on page on the first page that we did, right? So if you recall, you can watch that video yourself. If you haven't seen that video, I have it linked below, but you can watch that video and actually go through that on the initial on page of the first page that we made, right? So how did we do the the H1 tags, the the H2 tags and stuff of that nature? So what I wanted to show you is some of the things that we've actually added between now and then, right? So we've added the ManyChat tutorial, which in this case is the basically a true ManyChat tutorial, right? So we come back and it gives the ManyChat tutorial. Again, this does the H1 stuff. It basically comes in and you can look at the, I'll show you too. So if you do this, you go to view page source. We're going to view page source and we're going to actually, and again, this is the theme that I'm using. So the theme that I'm using is very, very hard to find things. Like if you were trying to analyze people's content and see where they're ranking and do this, do this, I'm not hiding anything. Look, I'm on YouTube. So if you're trying to see that, you just go to basically on, and I'm on a PC, so I just Control F, and then I'm going to type in the HTML element, which is basically H1, and then I can see the H1 tag that I have. See that? Now here's one thing that I normally I feel like is a lot better source, is I actually go in and put the little put the whole graphic, or put the whole end, the HTML end tag in there, so I can see that. So I know there's only one in there, right? So this would be the H1 tag that I'm actually shooting for and actually trying to get ranked for, correct? Right? So I mean, you see that right off the bat. I'm feeding Google that information. So again, so now let's look at all we gotta do right here is just change this one to H2. There's 9 H2 tags. So the H2 tag right here is SmartBots ManyChat tutorial for 2019. This come in and it just go through and you can see all the H2s. Again, same thing for the H3s. You do the H3s the same way. Now that's using the view source tool, so that's again using the information that's there. So, and also the layout is very, very friendly, right? So I tell you exactly what it's there for. I tell you what I'm going to go over, and in each section I actually come down and actually I talk about what the video is going to talk about. And then I give the resource down here. So if they wanted to watch it on YouTube, I actually tie the YouTube element into that as well. So again, a lot of people will have suspect whether that helps or not. I'm just here to say that it does. So again, I'm just going through and loading in all the videos for the tutorial, and just basically come in and giving the resources and basically talking about them. And again, I'm actually I'm linking out right to my actual property that I own on YouTube, and I'm actually linking back to it through YouTube. So I'm actually tying it full circle, right? Now in this element, this gives you the proper on page, and it actually gives you the way to find H1s and H2s and all that stuff, right? So you actually want to be as user friendly as possible, right? So now let's go back to the home page. I'll show you another one that I built, right? So let's look at how to use ManyChat. So this is how to use ManyChat, right? So this comes in, it gives you basically the same thing. You have your H1s. This doesn't look like an H2 tag, does it? I have a hidden trick that I do on my, and I will show you this, but I have a hidden trick that I do and a special thing that I do to actually get all of my content to look the same. But again, I'm feeding the data to YouTube, or I'm feeding the data to Google for the proper H1 or H2, H3, whatever I want, and not change the font size. I want to still stay consistent so that when the person's reading the page, they get the proper, it doesn't look like this big bold thing that just stands out and they're like, what is that? You know, I don't want to look at this stuff. It actually looks good, right? So you can't tell the difference in this and this, and I guarantee you there's a difference. This might be an H2 and this might be an H3. You don't know that. But on standard themes, if you choose H2, H3, H1s, they change the font size. I'm going to show you a way around that in a future video. So again, this is coming in, doing the layout of that. I actually do a little bit more here too. Like each one of these, say the benefits of using ManyChat. Again, it keeps the font the same size, but you can't see if that's an H tag. I can tell you right now that's not. But then you come down and it shows all the data right here. They can just pull down whatever they want to see and actually use, read at that point in time, and then pop back up whenever they're done. So it's engaging, it's user friendly, it's interactive with the user. It's building a friendly environment for them. Again, better ways to use ManyChat. ManyChat is cost savings. You know, basically come in here. I mean, there's so many different ways to you know, format your page to be user friendly. You know, as far as this goes, and this type stuff will actually build you backlinks because people will see this as a valid resource and actually use that. So again, that's another, you know, key thing is that. So then we go to the next section of that. Okay, so to finish talking about this, I had a little break there for a second. I had to, my son woke up. So the good part of digital marketing is you can do that. Anyway, so this next piece is the layered marketing. The same thing goes in place with that. Again, it's real user friendly, kind of a nice layout. The on page is real easy to go through and actually get what you want to get value to the people reading it, right? So the main purpose of that is giving the proper H1s, and we can actually go through and look at this as well. View page source, and then do a quick Control F, and then again search for H1s, and it has one H1. Again, you don't want any more than one H1. The H1 I'm using is layered marketing in 2019. The H2, again, so you come down and look at that. H2s, I have 7 of those. Then the H2, again, this one would be why layered marketing, the key to success in 2019. So again, you kind of get the point where it's just basically coming down and understanding where you're at that point, right? So as far as that goes, is user friendliness, making sure data or the proper data goes to Google, and making sure that, you know, everything is there for you. And you notice I don't have everything tied up in here to the top header bar, so it's very clean, it's very easy to use, friendly, and laid out properly, right? So when that goes down to, and they can subscribe to my YouTube channel, you know, as far as that goes, this is just a way to get a solid foundation. And it's already starting to get backlinks and stuff like that naturally. So again, just want to kind of show that in the next video. I'll show you how I do the font change as far as that goes to get the proper fonts and actually make sure that that little hidden trick of actually getting a proper H1 tag without changing the font. I'll make sure I pass that on. But I'd like to know you guys, you know, as we go through this over the shoulder type thing for the new SmartBot Marketers, you know, page, or the SmartBot Marketers website. Basically, I'd like to know your feedback and where you think, you know, what do you think as far as that? Do you use these tactics, and and what are some key things that can help you? You know, maybe you want to see different type videos, or maybe you want to see a couple different things I'm doing, like off page, maybe some things like that as far as that goes. So make sure you leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Facebook group and subscribe to the channel, and we'll make sure that everybody who comments, I will make sure I reply to you. I'm very good about responses, and make sure that we give you the value that you need. So again, make sure you check back with us and subscribe so you get all the new outcoming videos and everything like that. So again, I really appreciate everybody's support so far, and we'll keep going and keep on doing this over the shoulder.